Hello everybody, Flick here. It's time for yet another Let's Look At. Today we are taking a look at Sid Meier's, or Meier's, I always forget how to pronounce his name, Civilization 6, brought to you by, or made by Firaxis, brought to you by 2K. I've been playing it for a ridiculous number of hours in the short space of time that it's been released. This is not a review copy or anything like that. I bought it on my own dime, and I've been enjoying it. There are some very glaring issues with it, sadly. But we'll get into that. We're going to just jump into a single player campaign I've been mucking around with. And I can't remember who I was playing as now. But it's a game where I am just testing out purely focusing on science and saying screw like building up a massive military, screw going for religion, anything like that. Purely science just to see if I can do it. Against normal difficulty AI teams. Anyway, we'll jump into the save game and I'll talk a bit more about it. If you haven't seen Civ 6, it's a 4X strategy game. I have streamed it once, and it proved fairly popular. I won't talk during the load though, because we'll get to hear Sean Bean doing some narration.
From the first stirrings of life beneath water, to the great beasts of the Stone Age, to man taking his first upright steps, you have come far. Now begins your greatest quest. From this early cradle of civilization on towards the stars. Much rests upon your shoulders, King Gilgamesh. Your own people, and many people of the world, look to you as a leader. But you are more than a mere man, and the weight of the world will never cause you to waver.
Don't worry, we'll hear more of Sean Bean as we go. So yes, I'm playing as a Sumerian Empire Gilgamesh, and this is a game. I went them because they have a unique building that helps you produce science. So I am producing a lot of science right now for the year of the game we're in. But anyway, it is a 4X game. Your goal is to meet one of the various victory conditions. So you've got science, culture, domination, religion in this one. And it tells you the steps you have to go through to get each of them. Domination is the simplest. Beat all the other civs, destroy their capitals, you win by being the only civilization left alive. Culture, you want the most tourists. Science is establishing a Martian colony. It used to just be getting into space, but now it's not just that. You have to land on the moon, you have to get into space, then you have to get to Mars and colonize Mars. And there's also just a score one. Now what's interesting about that is, yeah, I was playing another game which reached turn 500 before any of the other conditions were met, and I actually lost, and I could have sworn I had the most score. Maybe I didn't? Anyway. So you have a bunch of settlements. I currently have 4, I think? No, wait, no, I forgot. I just decided to go branch off into another continent. I don't think this is connected to the mainland. Yeah, there is another large continent like over here that I haven't explored at all that's got a couple more civs on it. This one I found, and the French have also just found it, so we're both after the strategic resources that are here. There's a lot of luxury resource here. Tons of animals. Right up there with some niter, which you need for early game gun units, musketmen and what have you. But there's also a lot of barbarians. There's one camp left, but I don't really have a strong military over here. I only have a couple of guys. But anyway, as you'll notice, there is a ton of an enemy, well, not an enemy player, another civilization's units surrounding me. Now, thankfully, I currently have an alliance with them, so I'm safe. They can't break the alliance. But if they were to, I would be in a lot of trouble. We're both situated next to each other. Thankfully, he enjoys when you spread religion, and I've been doing that just a little bit to keep him up. I'm buttering up the Kongan Empire to make sure that they don't declare war on me, because if they do, I am screwed. I have been trying to build up my military here and there. I've got some of my smaller towns building up troops. It really should be that one though, because they've got a district for it, but we'll talk a bit more about districts soon. And, you know, the general gist of a civilization game is they have this reputation of one more turn syndrome. You want to keep on playing for one more turn just to see what happens. And I have finished a turn. What is this warning saying? Alliance? Oh, no. No. So after this turn ends, the alliance actually ends. I'm going to see if I can immediately start a new one. I'd rather not go to war yet until I have an army that can actually defend. I think I'm ahead tech-wise, but he's definitely got me on numbers. So yeah, once this turn processes, that will just change to happy face rather than an allied flag. And you can see some of the other races I've met so far as well, like we met England, and well, hang on, you're England, and then French, Arabian, Scythian, And then that's the Congo. Alright, so actually, it says we're still allied. The problem I have with Civ 6, and it's just personal taste, I hate the caricature nation leaders. I just hate the way they look. It's always been a little bit exaggerated, but to me they look like spitting image puppets, and that really, really bothers me. I just do not like it at all. But anyway, in these menus you can do trade deals, do alliances, you can do threats if you want. You can threaten people not to settle near you, that kind of thing. You can also double check what's been happening in terms of your relationships. So as I said, I've been trying to keep Congo on my side, and I've been basically doing everything in my power to do so. That said, he does have some problems with us. We're different governments, so he doesn't like that. Our cities are really close to each other, so he doesn't like that. And he's angry that I am becoming suzerain of city-states, which act a little bit differently now to the way they acted in Civ 5. I'm going to assume a little bit of base knowledge of Civilization games here, because I really don't think I need to go over the basics. I think I did that in my Beyond Earth let's look at. And thankfully, even though Civ 6 has problems, it is a lot better than Beyond Earth was. So anyway, we have a crossbowman who wants to do something. You're over here. I believe you were part of my barbarian hunting party. And there's a barbarian camp right over there. The French should really be handling this as well. I'm going to have to wait until my pikeman has restored his HP, which is what he's currently doing. So we'll just have our crossbowman guard my little scout here, who is also standing on a luxury resource. Yeah, so you're going to fortify until you're healed to full health. We do also have a swordsman down here. If I had one Neater, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I could upgrade him and he would become a lot more powerful. Actually, that's a thing. Do any of my friends here have... You do not have any Niter. Do any of you have any? Make deal. You have none. Well, I'm kind of glad they don't have any, because that means they can't get musketmen either. No, you've got a lot of luxury resources, but nothing much else. You've got iron and horses. You've got nothing. Wow. Okay. A new thing as well is warmongering penalties, and they do not seem to work properly at all. But generally, if you attack without warning, you're going to get a massive warmonger penalty, and everyone will think, hey, you can't be trusted because you're a warmonger. We're going to maybe team up against you, that kind of stuff. They've also introduced the concept of casus bellis, which means if you have a valid reason to go to war, like for example differing religions, or they broke a promise to you, you can declare war at a reduced warmonger penalty. However, the AI doesn't seem to care about the apparent decreased penalty and still treats you like you're a horrible, disgusting person, and will still conspire against you. That's just one of many problems with the AI in this game, and mostly you will be playing the AI. There is online, it does work. It has to be all players currently. I don't think it could be a... No, wait, no. It can't be a mix of players and AI. But mostly it's the kind of game you'll probably more enjoy yourself. So France has sent a missionary to maybe spread their religion over here. I'm not too fond of that idea. Well, what we could do for now then is, because there's still barbarians to deal with, is we'll have my swordman move out and we'll have my scout guard my city. Because I have some bonuses where if one of my military units are guarding fortified inside my city, I get some bonuses to said city. In general, the city concepts are pretty much the same. You can buy tiles if you have enough money, which in turn gives you production points, food points, money points, and you want to keep a city going by making sure it has enough houses. And rather than happiness in this one, they do amenities instead. And you have to make sure they're in positive amenities or you get penalties. But that is not civilization-wide anymore, that is town-specific. Also, if you have a holy site, you can buy items with faith, which is up here. That's culture, which I'm not really bothering with in this game. Science is what I'm mainly focusing on, and as you can see, Uruk and Lagash are my two main producers currently. So I'm going to go back over to the mainland here, scroll out a little bit. I like being scrolled out to get the best view, but I know for the purposes of the video, you'll see much more detail if I'm in as far as I can, but I get lost when I do that. So a little bit about what's changed about creating a city. Let's look at Uruk, for instance. To do away with having powerful super cities that do absolutely everything, everything requires a hex now. So if you want to build a wonder, not only does it have particular rules, but they also have to go on a square. Like for example, I have the pyramids. Pyramids have to be built in a desert, and they take up an individual space. That means you lose all the other benefits of that space. Same with the Colosseum, with Stonehenge, and I'm currently building something else. What am I building? The Patala Palace, which is going there, and again, this all eats into your spaces, which in turn might affect the city negatively. Then you also have districts, which are the newest concept to the game. So, for instance, down here, I have a military district, which houses all your military-related buildings, like your barracks, etc. You can't just build them in your city anymore. You have to have a district, or you can't build them. I think this is also a culture district as well, so you can build like arenas, you can build anything that increases amenities. You also have to have, like, you can have an aqueduct district if you need more housing, and later on you can actually build like tenements when you're into modern era type stuff. So it's very strange. For towns like, for example, Nippur up here, very limited number of hexes. I've got a science district here, which is generating 6 science, and it's got a library and a uni so far. There's not really much room for anything else. I do have the Great... What's this called again? The Great Lighthouse, yes. They're mostly going to expand into the sea because my good old mate over here of the Congo, they built a city real close. So I wanted originally to kind of expand this way, get some more diamond, you know, that kind of stuff. That's not going to happen now, so my only hope is... Oh, I do actually have access to more copper. Alright. Well, hopefully we'll get that towards the end. Let's do another rollover return if everybody has had theirs. Yep. The horse carriages that you see moving, they're trading between cities. That is also the way in this game that you make roads now. Traders just go between towns, and as they go, they make a road. And when you evolve into a new era, like say the modern era, they automatically get upgraded. So we no longer have another barbarian camp just literally spawned right there. Are you kidding me? There must be a scout running around doing it. Alright, whoops, I misclicked. No, it's not that I'm misclicking, it's that there's a bit of muck on the underside of my mouse and it's throwing off my pointer. So our crossbowman took some shots at the barbarian encampment, did some damage. Swordsman, you're going to go back him up. Yeah, there must be a scout hiding over here. I know you're not fully healed, but you're good enough. You need 2 turns. Alright. There's the scout, yeah. Scouts make new camps. They need to go. Sadly, I don't have anyone that can catch him. Alright, we'll get into some fighting here, though. What's the problem? Uruk needs more housing. See, this is my capital suffering from all the wonders that I've been building using it, because I've kind of made it a powerhouse of producing buildings quickly. So, we do have some new squares. I haven't used anything. Can I make a house on any of them? I could turn that into housing if I cleared the forest. Basically, it's a problem. It is an issue. But it's a good issue to have because it deters you from having just this one super powerful city. I can't do anything about it this turn. Oh, we have a scout who's moving. Oh no, you're fortifying in there to give me some bonuses. Oh, yeah. France has been spreading Catholicism to me. Schism, rather. That's fine. I don't really care. So while we're letting some turns take over while some things build, and we'll fight these bandits up here. Why am I wanting to call them bandits? I don't know why that word is stuck in my head. Oh, we need to change where you're going. I would like you to go to there, please. Although, pardon me, I still need to make sure I have some going to the Congo so that I have good favour with them. What was I saying? Oh yeah, while we're letting, you know, I'll play out some turns in the background rather than stopping to talk every time. Big problem. Big problems with the AI. The AI has always been fairly bad in Civ games. Civ 6 has taken so many steps backwards, I'm not sure if it's a glitch. The AI has always had a bad logic, but now they just seem deliberately stupid. They don't obey the laws of the game that you're held by. I posted a picture on Twitter of at turn 500 of a game I was playing previously, and every Civ that was still alive, which I think was 6 others out of an 8 total Civ game, every single one of them had a red frowny face, which means they had denounced me for one reason or another. Usually that I was a warmonger when I started literally 0 wars, and I was almost turned off to Civ 6 straight away because in my very first game I played, upon buying and installing the game, I met with Spain, I think, and pre-turn 30 they declared war on me for no reason. We had good relations, and then sent waves after waves of warriors after me. Now, because it was just warriors, I was able to fight them off, but it set me and him back to the point. Also, I just noticed their feet are sinking into the floor. It set me and him back to the point where he was wiped off the map, and it basically ensured that I had no chance of winning because I had to waste so much time fighting a war for no reason. Now you could argue that maybe, hey, the AI just kind of rolled something in the background and that made him do that. That's what I wanted to believe at first as well. But no, the AI is just illogical to the point of infuriation. Right, we're spending a great person here. So Eureka moments are also new. If you do certain hidden things, you get bonuses to learning stuff. Like for instance, if a knight kills someone, you get a boost to I can't remember now, gilding or something beyond a knight. And we also got a boost towards chemistry for that.
Don't fit the theory, change the facts.
Yeah, so I'm already up at scientific theory as a result of that, which is pretty damn good. Don't really have the military to show for it though, and the research tree, the tech tree is pretty much as you would expect. I'm just wanting to get to space this time. That's all I really care about. That said though, having cannons would be a lovely deterrent for a certain friend of mine who has a lot of troops on my border. Or do I want to have sanitation for housing? Housing would remove the problem that my capital is facing, so I think I have to go for sanitation right now, sadly. Yeah, we're going to have to, because I can't do anything else about that problem right now. We do have a promotion. Who promoted? Ah, you got promoted, alright. You need to go, though, and we've kind of fenced you in, which is good. So let's watch how this plays out. Now, don't get me wrong. I went into Civ 6 expecting the AI to be bad, because it's always been bad. But to still be infuriated, as I have been, it just shows that they did something so badly wrong with it this time, that to give them the benefit of the doubt, I assume that it's a glitch, or there's just some flaw that they missed in the AI logic, because it is real bad, and it's the reason why on Steam the game is currently sitting on mostly positive, a 70% rating or so. All the bad reviews are talking about just how infuriated people get with the AI, how they've researched it and it's very clear that they don't follow the same rules, for instance. It's bizarre. So if you're watching this long after the fact and there's been a couple of patches to the game, look into whether or not they fixed the AI thing. It might honestly be annoying enough that it's a deal breaker, and I really hate having to say that because the game is such good fun. But when you're fighting AI that doesn't follow the rules, as it were, and doesn't follow logic, doesn't obey the game's terms that you are bound by, it really, really grinds my gears. And I don't know. I hope that it is just an error. Alright, let's give you a promotion. There's individual promotion trees, depending on what you want them to do. I want them to be better at melee in general rather than just cavalry. And luckily you get healed when you promote this time, so you don't have to choose between the two. So we do have problems. What are the two problems? Lagash needs amenities. That should be solved, or I can solve it once they finish building their commercial hub. And Lagash also needs housing, which we're also going to fix once we have sanitation. So that's okay. And one more turn, good. Alright, we'll have some stuff that can happen proper once I build a builder. So workers are no longer a thing, they're replaced by builders, and they have finite uses. So beforehand, if you had a worker, he could just run around making however many tile improvements you wanted. In this one, a builder starts with 3 unless you have a certain civic active, not civic, what's the word I'm looking for? Policy. If you have a specific policy added, it might give builders more uses, or you might build, like for instance, because I have the pyramids, all my builders have +1 use. Oh hey, yeah, I have a spy that's spying on the Scythian Empire. Let's see, let's try and steal, let's try and steal some money from them. 74% chance, who cares, let's do it. Alright, so now that we have a pikeman here, he's coming to the front lines to help defend me, because I don't trust my lovely friends over in the Congo. So you're going that way. You are fully healed, so you're going to come over there. You're fully healed, you're doing the same. I really should have moved them first, whoops. Okay, so you had the problem of... Oh, I also noticed that you've changed religion again. I keep on sending people down there to fix that, and it never stays. So hang on, let's quickly go to my capital. Let's build ourselves an apostle, and he's going to make sure that you stay true to the one true faith. So let's see. First of all, I'll build a market. It only takes 3 turns, and you can see it went on the commercial district, not my actual town centre. It also means that if you're sieging a place, like waging war on a civ, you don't have to do everything in their capital. You can actually pillage their districts and still do considerable damage to them. So it changes the way war should play out. And we're going to build up here. We're definitely building a builder. And I think mine have 4 uses as standard now. We'll see when it gets built in 4 turns. I do currently have open borders with the Congo as well. I'm very curious what they plan to do with this settler, because he's been sitting there for a solid like 20 turns. There's no room over here for a city. Oh, what do you want? Oh, so you caught my spy then or something. Is that what it is? I fast forwarded it because I hate watching the caricatures move. They freak me out. Oh wait, no, I didn't spy on... No, she just knows that I'm spying, because I wasn't spying on her. I'm spying on Tomris.
Remember that politics, colonialism, imperialism, and war also originated in the human brain.
So, not only are you learning research using science, you have also... Your culture works towards civics. And I just got this one, which gives me some other policies to choose from. 100% production towards Renaissance and Industrial Era Naval Units. 25% gold from cities not on your original continent. I only have 1 city that's not on my original continent. +2 science, culture, faith, and gold from each city-state you are suzerain of. Oh, I think I recently lost control of a couple of those, so no, I don't need any of those to change. But if you did want to change, this is here where you do it. You drag and drop these cards based on what you want. It adds a lot of customization to your civ, which I like. You can also change governments. Currently I'm a monarchy. I started as an autocracy. Well, you start as a chiefdom, then I went autocracy, then monarchy, and eventually I can go one of these depending on what I unlock. Do you want to be a fascist? Go for democracy, communism, whatever you like. And based on what you pick, there is different amounts of each type of civic policy. Anyway, you're coming down here, my man, to get them back to my faith, so I can get a bunch of bonuses for it and the rest of my civilization. I'm going to choose another civic. Let's go towards enlightenment, because we could all use a little bit of enlightenment. Right, what do you need to build? You basically need to build everything, but the granary is going to give you +1 food and 2 houses. You currently have 4 out of 6 capacity. Sure. Alright, we can send an envoy. Once you have enough envoys, you can send them to city-states, and that's how you befriend them this one. They also have quests that give you bonus envoys if you finish them. So if I was to trade with Yervin, it would give me +1 envoy. And you have to have the most at a given city-state to be considered the suzerain. And depending on how many you have and whether or not you're a suzerain, you get bonuses. So, if I wanted to be the suzerain of here, I would have to give more than France, and France is at 4, so that ain't happening. Right, that'll make me the suzerain of Nanmadol, which are next to me, so I like that. Let's do that. Yeah, so they're back on my side. You can also, if you want, go to city-state and hire their army if they have one. It doesn't look like they do. As mercenaries if you get surprise warred and don't have enough troops. So for instance, I think Brussels got into an early war with Scythian. I keep on forgetting how you pronounce it. Where are you? Yeah, I would say Scythian. So if I was desperate, I could hire their army. It'd put me in the red, but it would get the job done. Oh, you have a promotion. I should do that before I use you to spread religion. Alright. Alright, and these lot over here, they're heading over there. Before it spawns another scout. And then, in turn, the scout makes another barbarian camp. Things are going relatively smooth in this game, you know, with the difficulty on low setting. Even if he was to declare war on me, I think I could probably hold the Congo back just because they wouldn't go in for the kill. I'm surprised he hasn't moved his settler over here, actually, because none of us have Niter yet. Oh, I'm so close to my borders getting to it as well. Ooh. I'd like that a lot. I would very much like to be the first person to have gun units. Are you seriously blocking my way? Them's fighting words. Right, you're all moving along this way. Move this way. So another thing about the what the... Barbarian stole a builder? They must have stole it from Yervin. Ooh, I want the builder. I wonder if I could catch him with my scout. Ah, they are. They're waging war. Okay, change of plans then. I'll send my army to save them, and that might get me some bonus points. Huh. And I'd get a free builder, which is definitely required for me to build up the city a little bit. And let's promote you. Gain 100 gold if this unit converts a city to your religion for the first time. Nope. Ah, both these are bad, actually. Oh well, we'll get that one. Next turn. I had no idea they were currently being waged war at, and why are they bothering asking for a trade route? They should be saying, save us from the barbarian horde, And we'll be your... Oh, there's another scout up there. I saw that. Alright, let's spread religion. It's back to Taoism, which is my chosen... You can name your religion whatever you want, by the way. I took the default name because who cares? Another poor decision has become your good fortune. You've captured a unit from barbarians. Right, so he's definitely going to attack my scout next turn. That is a certainty. Where did that scout go? He's over here somewhere. And that's another spearman who's going to go up there and get on the front line. Oh, hey, you moved. Good. Thank you. Right, and we'll get a builder over here in one turn. We'll take a little bit of look at, say, like maybe 10 more turns, something like that. Zapara is running out of food. What can I do for that? Oh, hang on. First of all, you build a bank. Let's see. Aqueduct is just housing. It's not food. You need a builder as well by the looks then. So I can build some more farms, which increase housing by 0.5 per farm. You want one of my diamonds, one of my mercury. You're going to give me horses for a turn, even though it looks like a donkey. Yes, I know. 114 gold, and you'll give me access to your land. Sure. Why not? We're so far away from each other, that's not going to matter. Pardon? So, there's a good example of the bad AI, and that reminded me of what I was going to talk about that I totally forgot when stuff happened. Sorry. I've just been denounced by England. Now, there is a reason, but the reason is stupid. I have done nothing to be aggressive towards her. We were very polite when we met each other. We've got embassies in our capitals, you know, all that stuff. The reason she has denounced me is because I have settled a settlement on a continent different to the one I started at, and that's one of her trigger conditions for being pissed off at you. For example, if you do not have equal to or above the number of military units Egypt has, they will hate you for that one reason, regardless of anything else. The Norse will hate you if you don't have above a certain criteria of boats. It's really, really stupid. And part of the reason why the AI is so just god-awful in this one. So that's why England now is turned into a red frowny face. They denounced me because I settled on a continent and that's their thing. That is the reason. It is a stupid reason, and it should definitely not stay the same because it's really bad. But yeah, the reasons vary. Like, for instance, I think if you are suzerain of a certain number of city-states, the German guy hates you because he is all about destroying city-states. So those reasons take priority over common sense. I think that's what the major problem is with it. And I know it's a bit weird to say that an AI should have common sense, but seriously, they really should. How are you doing? Your amenities are bad, so we might need a theatre district, or hang on, no, an entertainment district, sorry. Do I have a space I could stick it on that wouldn't lose much? Yeah, I'll buy that for 235 just to get it on a space where I'm not losing much by doing it. And our new builder is going to come down here and get us another supply of copper. Alright, that barbarian ran off, I think. How are you doing, city-state? How are you feeling? I can't actually walk onto your land because it's a declaration of war, annoyingly. Oh hey, look who came back. But dog lives. Doggo always lives. Yeah, let's put you on the Colosseum. Alright, so I can't actually walk onto their lands to help them, annoyingly, so I guess we'll just continue with what we were originally doing. My new worker, however, has stuff he could be doing over here. And that's really handy that they lost the... Sorry, I called him a worker. Old habits and all that. Builder. You can get rid of that swamp maybe, or build something on it. Build a farm here to keep housing up. Barbarians were dealt with. Yeah, that's how Civ goes. Right now, it's... If they never fix the problems with the AI, what I would just say is get the complete edition of Civ 5 instead, and mod it if there's anything about Civ 5 that you particularly don't like. I love the districts, I love the customizable government and all that stuff. It's just, it's frustrating. Where's the trader I was supposed to be using? No, it wants me to claim a great person first. It is frustrating that there's so many problems with the game at present. I hope that they fix them. And if they did, then it's one of the better ones. But it is a full price game. It's a full... Hang on, let me click off the screen for a second here. Yeah, it's a full $49.99, which is a ridiculous price for a PC game. PC games are usually priced 30 or 40 max, not 50. They are asking too much for a game with too many obvious flaws. I don't really need what I would get for sending him here, but it's, again, just to keep him on my side because his army intimidates me. Right, I just got myself an economic slot thanks to that great person. So now if we go to my government, got that spare one there. Although I think if I change right now I have to pay, do I? No, maybe not. Let's see. 25% gold from cities not in my original capital. +1 culture science from international trade routes. I am trading with the Congo. Reduce the cost of purchasing tiles. Doubles faith, don't care about that. 100% industrial zone adjacency bonuses. Newly trained builders gain 2 extra actions. That would give me like 6. 15% faster growth for cities not in your original continent. Yes, let's do that for now, just so my colony flourishes. Why not? It'll piss England off even more. You're going back into there. So I think that's my final thoughts on Civ 6 are that right now I would suggest Civ 5 Complete Edition. And that's another thing to point out actually. The Civ games always hold back Civilizations as DLC. It's just a thing to do. And it's especially annoying to me because the Celts, otherwise known as Scotland, are always DLC. And I find that offensive. So I can't play as my race until the DLC comes out. And there'll probably be a couple of expansions as well. They tend to do that. But again, you could this Christmas you could pick up Civ 5 Complete Edition at a massive discount, and you would be missing out on some stuff that Civ 6 has to offer, but not as much as you would think, and you would be spared AI that will make you pull your hair out at trying to understand the lack of logic they operate by. But let's play a couple more turns. I'll show you how the builders work, and then that'll probably do it. I feel like I've said enough. And even that took me half an hour. It felt like I'd only been talking 10 minutes. Actually, have we almost finished a wonder? We'll end when the wonder finishes so we can see the pretty animation and hear Sean Bean one more time. Although we're going to hear him in a second for Enlightenment finishing. Congo is seeking a domination victory. Domination victory. Okay. So that means he's suddenly decided he's a warmonger, which makes me even more nervous about the fact he's got so many troops near my borders.
Are always suspected, and usually opposed, without any other reason, but because they are not already common.
Ooh, I need rationalism. I need rationalism in my life. Remember when I said 15% faster growth? Actually, I don't really need the faith or extra gold from trade routes. My gold is fine. It went down from 106 to 81 a turn. Who cares? Yeah, so if my spies worked out that the Congo is going for a domination victory, that means sooner or later he is going to come for my capital. That's worrying. In the meantime, let's get +3 production and also some more copper. And we'll bring you in here to build. I could build my... This is my race-specific ziggurat, which is more science, which is why I picked them for going for a science victory. But we're probably going to need the housing, right? We're at 4 out of 8. Ooh... No, I want the science. I can't resist the science. We'll get more squares to build farms on soon, I'm sure. Ooh, there was nitro over here. Missed that. They're all going to wage war on this barbarian camp and remove this blight. Oh, and you as well. Civic, why not? Civil engineering, because it won't take very long. My capital still has a housing problem. Naturally. And you need to build something. You can't make a city defend itself unless you have at least one set of walls, although I think, yeah, I already have basic walls. Monument is for culture, I don't really care. I should probably get you a harbour. Harbour buildings also let you build some extra housing as well. Alright, let's see the wonder finish. Here's Sean Bean with some fun camera angles, and then that'll do it.
The first time I stepped onto the rooftop of the Potala Palace, I felt, as never before or since, as if I was stepping onto the rooftop of my being, onto some dimension of consciousness that I'd never visited before.
So Sean Bean joining the likes of Leonard Nimoy as being the narrator for a Civ game, and they always pick good people for it. I mean, he is among the best. And I did that one for +1 diplomatic policy slot, which may or may not be of any use to me. This has been a look at Civ 6. I hope you enjoyed. I know it's a bit dry, but it is that kind of game. It's a game that's probably better enjoyed in your own time, as I've been saying. Has working online for multiple people if you're interested. Massive, stupid problems with AI that make it a wait and see for me. Or, if they never fix the AI, go back to Civ 5, because at least you can get more for your money and AI is less stupid in that one. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ta for now.